Hey, everybody. Are you out there? Who's out there? Glad to see you guys. Hey, hit the like button. Took me 3 seconds. Hit the like button. All right, we got Michigan in the house. We got Kentucky in the house. Looks like we got Montana in the house. We got Andrews, Texas in the house. If you're out there, say hey. Let me know where you're at. Missed you guys yesterday. And it's hot in Louisiana. I bet it is. It's actually been beautiful here today, except for the 30-mile-an-hour winds that are blowing everything all over the place. Mississippi's in the house. Tennessee's in the house. Man, we got like a fifth of the states already. We're doing good. Yeah, so we got 30-mile-an-hour winds today. It's calm out there right now. I actually could fly that drone. I've been thinking about flying that drone, and then it's like it's got to be less than 12 and a half miles an hour wind. That ain't happening in Central Texas in spring. So, hey, everybody. Hope everybody's okay. I missed you yesterday. Had to get some stuff done. I was just completely exhausted. I'm still exhausted. The good side is I'm here and I'm alive and I didn't die today. And I'm feeling good mostly. I'm repping my Bunker Nation t-shirt. I got a box of t-shirts today, so I'm excited about that. I hope you guys are excited about getting your Black Bunker Nation shirt. The white shirt should be landing. I've seen 3 pictures so far. But when you guys get your shirt, you take a picture. Doesn't have to be of you. It could be of whoever you got the shirt for. And then put it on social media, wherever. Tag me in it. And then you get an entry into a drawing. And then when we come out with the official Bunker Nation shirt, you're going to get one of those for free if you win the drawing. So I'm really enjoying this shirt. I've been wearing it today, and it wasn't 100 degrees. So it wasn't so hot that you would just like immediately like a microwave. You're like your insides would cook. So everything's going good, mainly. Hello, Missouri's in the house as well. So I only slept 2 hours last night, maybe 2.5. Hello, Oregon. That was a thing. It just happened. And so I got 2 15-minute naps today. So should I start off by telling you about how I almost died? Or should I tell you like other stuff that's going on? All the stuff I got yesterday in the mail and UPS. I got a ton of stuff. By the way, since this is an off-grid show, we are operating 100% on the Yeti 400. Today is the first show that I'm doing with that Yeti 400. And it's the first time I would not have had enough power to do the show. Would not have had enough power. I was doing a lot of stuff today, and I had a bunch of stuff charging, and I totally smoked the 150. The 150 is completely without any power. So I switched over to the 400, and not only am I running the internet, which I'm normally running off the 150, but I'm running this laptop and pretty much everything else. Everything else. By the way, I didn't get the banner put up. I got the banner yesterday. You guys want to see it, or you just want to wait? Thank you, Dana, for the super chat. I was going to get into talking about super chats. I got so much to talk about. I need to make a list. And then if I say something like, "Hey, I'm going to put something in the description," and then like as soon as the show's over, I forget. So if you remember that I said I was going to put something in the description, then you send me a message and say, "Hey, you said you were going to put something in the description." So where was I? So we're running off the Yeti 400. I forgot what I was going to say next. Anyways, thank you, Dana, for the super chat. Drink a little coffee. I got to stay awake. I've been awake since 2. I went to bed at 10:30 last night. I didn't sleep that much during that period, and I woke up and got out of bed at 2 o'clock. I actually woke up at 12:38. Hello, Scott. And then I got out of bed at 2. Got a bunch of stuff done. I got the beer that I made on day 2. No, I made on like day 4 or 5 or 6 or something. I got it re-racked into a secondary fermenter. That one's going to be ready, I think, at least a taste before the end of the challenge. Had horrible winds today. Horrible winds. So we had 3 straight days over 100. You guys know it. You could die out here, right? I mean, I'm saying you could die doing anything, but doing this in Texas and when it's 100 degrees with no air conditioning and as much as I'm doing, plus what happened today, you could die. I just try to let people know you could die doing this. Like farming is like one of the easiest ways to die is farming. And way to go, Heidi. 4,000 steps today. Congrats. Keep it up. And then to farm alone. That's right. And the thing is, it's like farming is already really, 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 really dangerous. When you're dealing, especially when you're dealing with 2,500-pound animals and pigs and gates and metal and sharp things and all this exertion, and to do it alone, completely by yourself. Because I'm going to get to the story about how I almost died, but I'm not getting there yet. But just so people know, I put a post yesterday on Facebook, and I was like, this is not just like a 30-day hang out and film yourself challenge. There's a lot of challenges going on right now. There's a lot of challenges. Not having air conditioning is just one, when it's 100 degrees is just one of them. But and so I put a whole list on Facebook of all the different challenges that were going on. I hope you got to see it. Some of you aren't on Facebook. So lots going on in the world. A lot of COVID stuff. A lot of people still upset about what's going on. I got thinking about the meat thing again. I'm sorry I got my hair. I actually washed my hair today, so I got it pulled back just to keep it from. When my hair gets dry, when I wash it and it's clean, there's like a whole stampede of cattle going by. When I wash it and it's clean, then it dries, it goes, and nobody wants to see that. So, anyways, what was I saying? Every time I go off on something, I see the cattle, I forget what I was going to say. I'm just so excited to be here. I'm excited to be here talking to you guys. I can't even remember what I was going to talk about. So what was I saying? You guys got to help me out. I'm trying to do this on 2 hours sleep and without laughing, because that's really what I want to do. What was I even talking about? You can't be sitting here. Oh, how I almost died. You can't sit here and watch like a whole stampede of pure DNA correct historical longhorns run by the front of your office full speed and not just be awed by the majesty. And you forget what you were going to say. All right. So 3 straight days over 100 degrees, working in it. You'll see. I know I got to focus. You'll see. It was difficult. Ended up down the root cellar a couple times with the fan just to get my phone was shutting off. The cameras were shutting off. I couldn't use the laptop at all. All of the equipment was going down because it was too hot. And so this morning I wake up and I'm like at 2:00. I woke up at 12:30, but like, wow, there's a nice breeze blowing in. It's about maybe 70 outside. This is going to be a good day. I don't want to go back to sleep. I mean, I wanted to go back to sleep, but I couldn't go back to sleep. So I went ahead and got up, got out of bed, got started, got cleaning up and all this kind of stuff. Came down to the office, did a really good workout, was feeling really good. Actually was able to eat enough yesterday that I didn't lose any weight overnight, which when I hit the 100 pounds, and I ate the donuts, the next day I had lost a pound. So I was not happy about that. And so I realized I got to eat more. And the problem is my stomach is about that big. And so yesterday I forced myself to eat more. And so then I woke up this morning, came down, did my workout. I hadn't lost any weight, so I was excited about that. And then I got up and I was filming and I was, talking about what I was going to do for the day and all this kind of stuff. And after all this time, I have to explain something to you. We have this large pasture that's 6 or 7 acres of beautiful forage, right? And I have been trying to keep the pigs in that pasture or have access to that pasture, which would fatten them up. There's so much to eat out there. But they will not, and I did a whole rant that's in one of the videos. They will not stay in that pasture because, okay, the pasture has 4 sides. They will not go south. They will not go east. They will not go north. West is where they're not supposed to go, where the cottage is and all the stuff we don't want tore up. So they will immediately bash through the gates, bash through the fence. All they want to do is get through that fence. They don't care about 6 acres of food. So I did a whole metaphor about how that's basically humans. God gives us this plentiful world to produce for ourselves, and all we got to do is go get it. And then he puts a law, which is the fence, and we walk along the fence right up against it, and we bash it, and we try to get through it, and we go under it, and we break through it, and all this kind of stuff. And we got this huge world we could actually go out there and do stuff in. So I did this whole talk about that. And likewise, the sheep and the goat have been in our, what we call the smokehouse pasture. And if I could get the pigs and the sheep and the goat into the big pasture, shut them in there, then I could actually work on the garden because the sheep and the goats and the pigs will tear up the gardens like that. That's why I had to build that big cage over my squash, because they'll tear it up in a minute. It will be gone. And I can't plant any more gardens until I can get them out of it. So it's a running shtick on the show, on the episodes you haven't seen, that the pigs get out whenever they want to get out. You can't stop a 500-pound pig from going wherever it wants to go unless you're going to build stone walls. So they get out. I find out where they got out, and I fix it. And then they get out. I find out, And so finally, I found out where they were getting out. They don't even know how to get back in. If they get out, they don't remember how they got out. Well, they had bashed through this old gate that we had built in 2006. So I saw it. I found it, and some mesquite trees have grown out around it. So there was basically just a path where they had broken through that gate. So I was excited. And I went and got a piece of hog panel. I patched it across there, really, really solid. And I'm like, finally. So I went on a walk up to the front, and you'll see it on the video. And the goats and the sheep had gone by themselves into that pasture because I had it open. So I was like, oh, Lord, thank you. The goats and the sheep are in there. Hello, Montana. And so I can just let the pigs into there now. And hopefully they're not going to get out, and they'll be grazing in that huge pasture. And then I can actually plant some greens. So I go down and I open the pigs into that pasture, and I do a video. And so then I went to the cottage. I got a call from my wife. I talked to my wife a little bit. 4 minutes later, here comes Mabel. Mabel's the one that gets out. The other ones are too stupid. She's stupid too, but she's the one that gets out. She just has to get out. And she's the biggest, fattest pig, and she's the first one going to the butcher. This leads to me almost dying. So if you guys are bored, just hang out for just a minute. Now, I'm 100. I'm not now at this moment, but 177 pounds. I've lost 101 pounds. If any of this had happened 6 months ago, I would be dead. Or if it had happened to any of the last 3 days when it was 100 degrees, I would be dead. So I come out, and right outside of my back door, there's Mabel, and they are just destructive. She was throwing barrels. She was dumping over water. Hello, Indiana. She was just destroying everything in her sight. So now I got a problem is I got the three pigs are still in that pasture and they can't get out because they don't know how she got out. But they're right at the gate. So I can't just open the gate because then all three of them will get out. So I'm trying to find another way to get her back in without letting them out, but they're not going anywhere. If she's out, they're right at that gate working it, trying to find a way to get out. So I chase her back over and I'm slowly building up rage, just absolute rage. And a lot of it's not about her, a lot of it's about me and my inability to have fixed all these fences and fixed all this over the last 15 years and then be there by myself. And so I got rage boiling up in me. So I try to finagle it where she goes in this other pasture, and then I get her in through that gate, but she was not going. I got all the other pigs. I took some food back to the back of the pen, put some food down, so they were back there eating. I opened up the gate. The gate is wide open. All she has to do is go through it. She couldn't see it. She ran right by every time. She was running up the fence line, and the gate is open. She just ran right by it. Pigs are the stupidest animals in the world, and people have been saying my whole life. I've had pigs for 25 years. Pigs are the stupidest animal. Thank you for the super chat. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Pigs are the stupidest animals alive. They're just completely stupid. And so she runs by, and so now I am running, and I'm not jogging. And I had already done my elliptical that morning. I'd already done my workout. And I am sprinting with this pig 40 minutes. 40 minutes I chased this pig. The gate is wide open. All she has to do is go in it, which is where she wants to go. She's got this crazy person chasing her. She wants to get away from me. And so finally I said in my mind, I'm completely irrational. I slept for 2 hours. I'm going to run her till she dies. Because a pig will die. They don't have the ability to cool themselves off. And we've had pigs just drop dead. So I'm just figuring I'm going to run her till she dies. So I just chased her for 40 minutes. And finally, she got in there. I didn't tell the whole part and I didn't film it all because I didn't have the camera. The other three got out, and then I got them back in, and then I eventually got her back in, running the whole time. And when I closed the gate, my heart was just pounding. And I got this Fitbit watch thing. It's Samsung Gear. And I looked at it, and my heart rate had been over 165 beats a minute for 40 minutes. Now, if you don't know anything about your heartbeat, your heart rate, you take the number 220 minus your age, and that's your maximum. That's as high as you should go. So my maximum is 173. And I had kept my heart rate running full out for 165 to 168 for 40 minutes. And I've got the video. I realized right then I was going to die. My chest felt tight. My chest was just pounding, and I'm so thin right now. I can actually feel all the contents of my stomach just by touching, and my heart was going bah, 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 bah. And I was having trouble moving and all this kind of stuff. So I thought, well, this is it. So then I thought, well, I need to call Danielle. I'm just going to tell her, hey, this is what happened. And so when they find my body, I didn't want her to not know, right? Well, my phone is gone, completely gone. Can't find it, and I got to walk around, and my heart rate's still going, 140, 135. And so I slow walked to the office because I thought maybe I left my phone at the office. Then I remembered that I had just talked to Danielle on the phone. Uh, yeah. And so I walked into the house, and boy, palpitations, sweating, the whole deal. And so I thought, this is it. And so then I thought, well, if I can't get a hold of her, at least I'll tell you guys, right? So I got the camera. I knew none of you would ever see it, but I know that somebody would eventually get the camera and go, what was going on? So I did this whole, hey, here's what happened. Here's how I died. And that'll show up in day 16 video. And I couldn't figure out how to find my phone. I figured my phone came out of my pocket while I was running full speed. I mean, as fast as I've run in 20 years. And like I said, if I had done it 6 months ago, I would have just dropped dead. If I weighing 100 and something pounds more, it was just completely irrational, right? So I couldn't figure out how to find my phone. So I finally walked down to the office slowly, and I hooked up everything, and I got online. So I called Danielle through Facebook Messenger, and then she started telling me about the car. The first thing she did is of course, she had no idea what had happened. So I'm like, hey, what's going on? And she said, and my next statement was, well, I think I'm going to die. So here's what's going to happen. Well, she started saying, okay, well, here's the deal with the car. It was supposed to be $560, but they found some other problems that caused those problems, because this is the third radiator we've put on this car in 2 years. So something else was causing the problem. And no, this is not a scam job. This guy knows my father-in-law. They're business partners, or they work together or something. And so the guy's like, you got these other problems. And so the whole price for everything was going to be like $1,000. So she's telling me it's going to be $1,000. And I'm sitting here. Even then, my heart rate is like 109. And so she talked for like 4 or 5 minutes, and I'm just sitting there patiently waiting. And she was worried and she was concerned because the price of the car was going to be so much. And she said, well, what do you think? And I said, well, can we put that to the side for a minute? I think I'm having a heart attack. And so she's like, oh my gosh, what's happening? And so I told her the story, and I said, listen, I just wanted you to know what happened. And so I said, listen, it could be something else. The thing is, yesterday I ate 2,300 calories and I still lost a pound. So this morning before noon, I already had eaten 2,500 calories, and I can feel all the everything that's in my stomach. I can touch it. There's nothing between there. I used to have like this layer of lard, and I said I could have really, really bad indigestion from running after eating 2,500 calories with a stomach that big. And she said, well, go lay down, and then whenever you get let me know when you go back up to the cottage, and I'll try to call your phone and see if you can find your phone, and so all that. So I laid down, my heart rate came down and all that kind of stuff. And then I realized pretty obviously that it was having run around, having eaten 2,500 calories with a stomach that's that big. And so I started feeling a lot better over time. So I finally figured out how to find my phone. My phone was gone. This watch has a thing, find your phone, but it's got to be paired with your phone through Bluetooth, or else it can't find it. Yeah, my body had no idea where the blood needed to go. It was all like trying to digest all this stuff, and then I'm running like a madman, like I'm stupid. Yeah, I'd be too tired to butcher. And so I finally figured out, well, it needs to pair with my watch. So if I just walk around telling the watch to pair with my phone, then eventually So I went into the bedroom. I went into the cottage. I went up. I went everywhere. I went into the truck. I went to the office, just pushing the parent. So it runs through this cycle where it tries to find the watch, right? Well, I started walking the whole path that I had run for 40 minutes with the pig, and I stopped in the shade of this. We have this big feed grain bin that we've never used. That's all dented up. That we basically broke it getting it here. And I stopped in the shade of that, and I pressed it and said, "Find the phone," and it found it. So I knew it had to be within probably 30 or 50 feet or something. So I just started doing a grid search, and I found it in the tall grass right there. It was so hot that I had to immediately shut it off because it was in the direct sun, black phone. So the phone was dying, but I didn't die. So I didn't die. That's the thing. A lot of good stuff happening. Got a lot of stuff in the mail yesterday. Got the Yeti 400. I'm not ready to do a complete review on it, but we're operating it on it right now, and it is fantastic. I got the banner, which Lord willing will be up tomorrow. I got the drone, which I flew a little bit yesterday. I didn't fly it. It's got like an automatic takeoff and hover. I did that. The wind was a little bit too much, so I didn't want to wreck it. What else is going on? So now it's okay. So it's $1,000 for the car. So yeah, I have another awesome story. So my wife goes, and her her stepfather, who knows this guy, she tells him it's going to be $1,000 for the car, and that's way too much, and don't know what we're going to do, and all this, and so he calls the guy, and they negotiated some deal. I don't know. We got it down a couple hundred, so it's going to be like $860 for the car. So there's that. So like I said, there's some bad, there's some terrifying, there's some good. I found out I wasn't going to die. I felt better after that. You guys hit the like button. This stuff's not free. So anyways, that's why I appreciate the super chats, guys. I got to come up with $860 or $890. And I don't expect that to happen through super chat, but I'm going to do a special offer on some shirts and a consulting deal. I'm going to do a consulting deal. I got the Gorilla Pod yesterday. I got the tobacco yesterday. Man, I got so much stuff yesterday. It's hard for me to even remember what all it was. I got this little wallet, which you put your SD cards in there. I got like 9, maybe 7 SD cards. So we're doing good on that. We're working our way through this. This thing's going to be a professional operation here pretty quickly. And so the pigs are now where they're supposed to be. I think that I temporarily got them where they're supposed to go. I'm feeling good. I'm wearing my bunker shirt. Yeah, you need to get the War Dog Heim clan in their new white bunker shirts. Yes. By the way, everybody, when you get your shirt, take a picture, put it on social media, tag me in it, and you get an entry into a drawing. I've got a couple items that are coming in that are going to be mind blowing, and so you want to be in the drawing. So I got 3 pictures today. Get your picture with your white bunker shirt. It's like this, but it just says bunker. It doesn't say nation on it. This shirt is no longer available. It was a limited edition. We're cutting it off, and so if you didn't get one, I'm sorry, but that's all there's going to be. So now I got to come up with a good fundraiser to be able to pay off the car, because Danielle's in Dallas and she's got to have the car. So thanks for the $10. Thanks for the $1.99. Anybody else want to throw in a super chat? It's all going to help. So I got done almost dying, and I've been working on the dishes for 2 days. I look like I have not slept because I literally have not slept. Yeah, it did have it on there yesterday. We were trying to figure out how to remove them, but still have them visible. So you can't order, like, just have like a out of stock, and we couldn't figure out how to do it. There's going to be a new uh, merch site that's coming online. I'll tell you all about that when I know more about it. But for right now, the only shirt that's if you go look at and the link is in the description. The black shirt's no longer available, and it's not coming back. It's not coming back. We may have some form of a black shirt at some time, but these were by request. People asked for a black shirt. I was only planning on doing the white shirt, and so that's it. Thank you, Nancy. Very helpful. Thank you, guys. Hey, you guys, it is so helpful, and I know that it's a lot when you guys are going through what you're going through too. And I do all this because I try to help people, and I want to be able to be here to answer your questions. I want to teach you how to do stuff, and there's a lot of teaching going on in these videos, and so I appreciate it when you guys help out. That's very good. Make sure you hit the like button too. So I'm here for your questions. Almost dying was my rant for today. There was a bunch of stuff I wanted to tell you guys, and it'll come to me. I'm still waiting on it's a basically it's a vlogging camera, and it's night vision. And I just found out I get done on this challenge on the 20th, Lord willing, if I live through it. And by the way, this was not my first. I may not make it through this moment, but yeah, monetization is in. Yeah, that's why we're seeing the super chats. If you look down below where you type in stuff, there's a dollar sign. There you go. Thank you for the super chat, Bill. Thank you, Nancy. Monetization is in. That's why if you watch this later or you watch any of the videos now, there's going to be commercials. I apologize for the commercials, but that's how this works. And so I'm really, really skinny right now. Really skinny, but I'm turning it around. And so you guys will get to see the bulking up phase. My low was 177. Yeah, May 18th, I just found out the gym that I'm going to go to, that I'm going to join, opens May 18th. I get out of the challenge if I live on the 20th. And so, but I'm going to try to build some between now and then. So I've started my building phase. My calories have gone up exponentially. Protein has gone up exponentially. And the workouts are going to go up exponentially. So hopefully that's going to be it's going to be cool. I'm still doing this for the movie. I'm still planning on having short hair. I'm still planning on having a longer beard. I'm still planning on wearing suspenders. None of that stuff fits me right now. And the hair and the beard is because I'm trying to get a role in a movie. All right. I have to explain this like every 5 minutes. It's like people don't even pay attention, even though they're following it. Earth's gym is always a muscle builder, even without the kettlebells and fancy machines. Yeah. You can at least stay lean and strong for sure. I don't know how much you can build. I can try it all. With no weights at all and basically using buckets, it's a little difficult. It can be done. They do it in prison, but it's going to be a lot easier. And so things I miss. Here's the things that I was going to do a whole segment. What I was going to do things that I was not prepared for, or something like that. Things I don't want to do without, that I can't make. There's a segment. And things that I miss. I miss ice. I miss ice. One of the greatest things when it's 100 degrees and you don't have air conditioning and you're getting through every day is to be able to go to the ice box and get out a can of something or a jar of something, doesn't matter what it is, and you put it on all the areas where your veins, your big veins run right next to the skin, right? So your big arteries that go up into your head, your arteries here, your arteries here, your arteries here, your arteries here, your arteries in your groin, behind your knee. And so if you get a cold can of something and you don't even drink it, you just take the cold thing and you put it there, hold it there, then you hold it here. What happens is your blood passes by it, your blood actually gets colder. And it works. See, you got a tip right there. How to stay cold. If you can have ice, and you can have ice. The Persians had ice in the desert in the 1100s, 800, 900. So you can have ice. You just got to store it. And so having an ice house is one of my plans out here eventually. All right. So, I almost died. I feel good. I'm ready for y'all's questions and comments. And I want some questions and comments today. All right. I'm sitting there wearing this shirt, about to get the banner put up. I can't carry the whole load. Cool water on a rag does that trick. Yeah, you also get a little evaporation action. Damp cloth. Yep, both y'all got that one right. People do not know how to listen. They don't pay attention. I still have people messaging me and going, I don't get what the challenge is. Come on out here. See how long you make it. So water situation, we're a little skimpy. Fuel situation, we're really, really bad off. Ran out of propane on the stove, so I had to pirate the rest of the propane from the bedroom. The bedroom heater, which we're not using, of course. But here's the thing. So I just found out it's supposed to be like 50 in the morning. And then I think the next morning it's supposed to be in the 40s. And in the 40s on Saturday or Sunday morning. And even if they say 50, we usually get in the 40s. So I'm going to be doing some butchering. So I've been waiting for that. I was hoping we were, when this all, thank you, Terry. We appreciate the super chats. All of it's going to go to get the car fixed. That's where it's going. So we got $860 to come up with somewheres to get the car fixed. So anyways, it's going to be like 40s in the morning. And that means that I'm going to, not tomorrow morning, but one of the other mornings, I'm going to be butchering. I got a bunch of chickens that I got to butcher. I got a small pig I want to butcher. And so that's going to be perfect. If we can get into the low to high, 47, 48, that it saves a lot of water. It saves a lot of salt. If I have to butcher and it's hot, you have to cut that meat off fast and get it into salt water fast. That's the way they do it in Africa. And we've done it before. We butchered 5 goats in a couple of hours when it was 90 plus degrees. And that meat's got to get in that salt water fast. And then we take those down to the root cellar while we work on the meat and get it canned. Hopefully we're going to get some 40s. I'm ready after the last 3 days. Those 3 days, like I'm used to 100s in July and August. I'm used to it. I can deal with it. I'm pretty rugged. You may not know that about me, but I can handle some discomfort. But I could use some cold weather right about now. What are your thoughts on converting some cash to gold and silver? I think it's a great idea. Not so much gold, unless you can get it in small denominations or whatever. Silver is always really, really good. Brass and lead are also good metals to have. Joseph says we may get frost on Friday night in Kentucky. Not good, as my garden is doing very well. Well, cover it up. Cover it up. We used to always have covers ready to go, and then we use buckets for all the tomatoes and then all that stuff. Yeah, it'd be perfect butcher weather. Of course, perfect butcher weather is when you have 10 to 20 days in the 40s, which we rarely get here. But this is going to be good butcher weather. So I'm looking forward to it. I got like 5 chickens to butcher, and I got 1 small pig. Yes, please let the commercials run. As far as the monetization goes, I understand they're irritating. I have no idea what they're advertising. Just let them run. That's the way this thing works. That's why you get it for free. I do it for free. You get to watch it for free. But if you let the commercials run, then those people pay me. The bad guys pay. And that's the way to do it. Mm. What we did, and it worked for years and years, is we built our beds about 8 feet by 4 feet, so about the size of a piece of plywood. And we built raised beds, and then we built these frames that stand up, 18 to 24 inches. And you saw me use one in the first couple episodes, and I put it's like fencing on there. But when we first make those things, we put plastic on them, and we stack those things to the side. And when a freeze is coming, they fit perfectly on the beds, and they actually create a greenhouse environment. And we have grown uh, greens and crops all the way through the winter, which you normally can't do. And so we get about 13 days really far below freezing, down into the teens and all that a year. And so those row covers, we've had collard greens and stuff go for over a year. Yeah, up there in Montana, weather rolling down into the 20s on occasion. Yep. Wow, Memorial Day weekend. We go full speed. We go from final freeze to 100 degrees in 2 weeks. We had a freeze 4 days before this challenge started. And I'm on day 16, and we've already had 3 days in the hundreds. That's not normal. We've had a few years like this, but we've also had years where we never hit 100, never at all the whole year. So then we've had years where from May until September, it was 100. You never know what you're going to get. You guys got questions and comments? Let's get them in there. Make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe. My biggest thing right now is that our watch hours are up, our views are up, our monetization is going on, but our subscriptions have really stalled. So if you guys can help with that, if you can share the videos, pick one out, and get people to subscribe, that'd be great. That'd be awesome. I promise I'm going to get some sleep tonight. I'm going to do what I can. I'm going to take some of that, whatever that is. That's not a drug. The vitamins that you take that help you sleep. Oh, the 5 chickens will be about 1 canner load. So 8 pints. And the pig that I'm going to do is pretty small, but it'll probably be at least 2, maybe 3 canner loads. And so the way I look at it, hey, Don, glad you got your shirt. I want to see the picture, not melatonin. The other one, it's a vitamin. It's an actual nutrient. It's a mineral, actually. I can't think of what it is. It starts with an M. It's not melatonin, though. Not potassium. Anyways, the pig, if we get 3 or 4 canner loads, a pint of meat, magnesium. That's right. That's the go to sleep mineral. So magnesium, yeah. So and I don't exist in the dollar economy too much, so you guys will understand when you go back to my talk about the dollar economy. A pint of meat, where what's going on right now. If things were really had gone off the rails, and I was really living this life, and I wasn't spending 80% of the time trying to move data and trying to keep things powered and batteries charged, a pint of meat. And so right now I burn probably 2,000 calories, 1,500, 2,000 calories a day, just moving to try to do the filming. Without that, a pint of meat a day and a pint of vegetables gets me through the day. And I would live pretty good that way. Of course, you got eggs and you got other stuff like the wild edibles that I show me harvesting and all this kind of stuff. So a pint of meat, like I said, that gets you through the day. A quart of meat gets a family through the day. And so that's going to be a lot of meat. If I can get a canner load and then 3 canner loads off the pig, I'm guessing 4 canner loads. So that's 32, 33, 34 pints of meat going into the root cellar on top of the 8 that I already put down there. That's 40 pints of meat. That's 40 days, minimum. Not counting all, and I don't have to eat meat every day. I caught fish out of the pond, lots of wild edibles. So that gets you going, that gets you going. That's survival right there. So, Lord willing, the temperatures will drop. I cannot show the butchering on YouTube, but I'll show the before and after. I think once you have the meat, the carcass, then you can show it. All right, guys. If I don't see any questions, that's going to be it because I am going to sleep tonight. I'm going to do the magnesiums. I'm going to do the melatonins. I'm going to do white noise canceling headphones. I don't have those, but I'm going to pretend that I have them on. I can show the processing. You just can't show the killing. As long as it still looks like an animal. From what I've been told from YouTube people, once you get the carcass, then you can process it. But you can't we have a video. My number one video for years was us castrating a bull. And then they finally kiboshed that. Lehman's has their canned meat back order. $13 per can. Yeah. Meat is going to be valuable. Yeah, some places show the butchering. They definitely will demonetize you. And then in some cases, if I know you can't show the killing and you can't show the shooting or whatever else you do. Yeah, I use the fan all the time. That's kind of my white noise. All right, y'all. This has been great. I thank you guys for the super chats. Those are keeping us going right now with this car problem. We got to come up with $860 or $890. It's been great. I'm worn out, but I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be alive. I didn't die, right? All right, y'all. It's been great. Lord willing, see you tomorrow. Love you. Hope everybody's doing well where you are. Send me mail. Get down in the comments, in the description. Click on Amazon, go buy stuff, or click on the support page and send some car money. Bunker Nation, see you later.